have gotten ready for our second matchup here tonight. Of course, your host Light VIP. I'm joined by the lovely Asher, and we're here to bear witness to Platinum Heroes versus Team ABYDOS.
Alrighty, we do have the powerful Protoss lineup. We have 5 out of 6 players of Protoss.
We heard you wanted PvP, so we got you covered because we have non-stop PvPs before you outside of this very first series. This is going to be a very interesting one, to be honest. I'm a little bit biased myself. This is, of course, Maru's older brother, Mondo, going up against ShaDoWn.
Let's go, Mondo, of course. Good friend of the channel, has been popping in here and there, and always very nice, very friendly. We'll be going up against ShaDoWn. ShaDoWn's been performing really, really well in World Team League. I can't remember who he was playing against last week, but I do remember just being incredibly impressed with him. I think it was Cyril?
Yeah, it was. I believe it was. Was it ShaDoWn versus Cyril or DNS versus Cyril? Because I remember being impressed by DNS as well. But yeah, maybe even just both of them, maybe. But yeah, they have been performing incredibly well here for themselves. Meanwhile, Mondo is still an up-and-comer, as you mentioned. If you may not be familiar with his name, but he is more of a semi-pro player. He isn't an established player like some of these others on his team. But here we go in the top left-hand corner for Platinum Heroes. It is ShaDoWn.
And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map for ABYDOS, this is Mondo. And gotta have a little bit of a chat about something. Platinum Heroes.
Oh,
where's Migs?
we got to bring this up every time. Every time we got to bring it up. Migs, fun fact, in the last series that Platinum Heroes played in WTL, Migs was the only player to put a point on the board. Just saying. But at the same time, I don't know if you can fault the Asher, because it goes with your narrative. Platinum Heroes, they keep fielding the all Protoss lineup because it's all Protoss.
It's all EU. The truth comes out.
Aye. One or the other, true. But I agree. I do think that Migs is a really strong player, and it's a shame that we don't get to see him enough. We've seen him, I think, twice, maybe 3 times in 7 months. 7 weeks even. It's been years. It's been years, Bob.
Wait, do we have no Terrans tonight? Smoch.
No Terran, 0 Terran players. All is right in the world.
It's like the weekly tournament finals.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? Maru versus Björn every time. So yeah, it is a shame. It is a shame. I wish we got some more Migs. I wish we got some more Vindicta. We need more Vindicta, but we'll see if Platinum Heroes know better. We'll see if they can pull off some magic here, because Team ABYDOS are one of the stronger teams in the tournament, but they're not fielding their strongest lineup.
Yeah, that's right. Cure is unavailable yet again. We did hear that he has been a little bit under the weather recently.
Yeah, shout out to Mondo. He showed up in the stream the other day, and he was giving us a little bit of information on Cure. I was really curious because we haven't seen Cure in over a week, and I was like, what's going on? Is he on vacation or something? Apparently GRG is on vacation, but Cure is a little bit unwell, a little bit under the weather.
On vacation at the beaches.
The dong is at the beaches, yeah.
Oh, Rufus, what did you just eat?
Not like this. As we are getting into this game, and so far standard opener from ShaDoWn is going to go for a Stargate opener. Meanwhile, Mondo is getting ready for himself as well. He was expressing to us his lack of confidence in this matchup, and I don't blame him. He's been struggling a little bit, but on a map like Neo Humanity, I want to believe that he can pull off a solid push, a solid timing. Mondo is one that typically does thrive in the mid game, and I'm sure that's going to be no different here on Neo Humanity.
Yeah, definitely. We are seeing pretty standard play coming out from ShaDoWn.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff so far. Is Rufus okay? Is Rufio okay? Oh, okay. Did you want
I thought he ate a bit of plastic off my hoodie, but he just broke it. He didn't need it, just broke it.
Yeah, he just wanted to cause some chaos. He wanted your attention, Papi. He's getting you back from taking him away from the mouse pad earlier.
True. He just wants food.
Oh,
As we are seeing Mondo just playing things out pretty standard as well himself. We have seen most of the time when Mondo's playing that he does prefer to play in a fairly standard fashion.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this early game isn't too fancy out of Mondo, but the Oracle does find some damage. The Spore wasn't quite done, and 2 drones go down, a little bit of hull damage, but that is acceptable here for ShaDoWn as he throws down his transition of choice. It is going to be that Forge and Twilight Council. So again, everything is looking very normal from our Protoss.
Yeah, exactly. Some pretty standard play coming out, so we're probably expecting to see just that +1 and blink coming out after this. And as for Mondo, he's doing what has become the standard for Zerg in response to this as well, which is going for a fast +1 melee.
Yeah, the Eva Chamber is on the way. We're going to be saturating our bases as well. We do have the Oracles zipping in towards the natural, well, now the natural base. But Mondo does swat them away. He does have 2 queens at every single hatchery. He is prepared for all of this. And as you mentioned, there we go, +1 melee has commenced.
Yeah, okay. And blink and +1. So, yep, pretty normal stuff.
That sounds so disappointed. This is what you're trying to play, Poppy. This is what you're trying to learn. Oh.
Yeah, kind of actually.
Yeah. Kind of? What are you trying to learn?
Well, it's the same so far, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough, Poppy. Fair enough. Do you have like an overall outlook on life in your PvZ, or you just trying to feel it out?
I'm just trying to survive. So many apes out there on the ladder.
I'm just trying to live, Poppy. They won't let me play StarCraft.
They won't. They're just going to 70 drones and making rogues. Animals.
Is that not high enough? Do you need more, Poppy? Do you need more?
I need you to die.
When
the push is coming, make drones.
Aye. Well, speaking of making drones, Mondo has cut workers here at 55. We've got Lings on the way, a couple of Banelings as well. +1 melee is still a ways off, but Mondo wants to apply some pressure. He wants to try and force it down back and maybe even get some damage done.
He's aping. Let's go.
Oh. Like, see, why don't you do this? 55 drones, that's all you need. As we are going to be joining up a little bit more behind this, but we do have enough Lings to at least threaten that 4th base. Going to be, I imagine, hoping to force these Oracles to expend some of their energy.
Yeah, and they will be doing that. Looks like Mondo not going to be fully committed there, so does lose quite a lot of those Lings.
Okay, Lings are going to be going down as Mondo drones up a little bit further here. +1 melee does kick in, and do we have did we see a Roach Horn thrown down? Am I crazy?
Don't think so. I don't know. This is just very strange. I feel like Mondo hasn't done enough with this drone cut.
Yeah, I agree. Like, making all these Lings hasn't done much of anything, and he's just set himself behind a little bit here as ShaDoWn is keeping up in the economy. We have Storm on the way behind this, and Mondo, as we speak, is working on... He just actually finished up his lair a little bit, quite late, actually, to be honest, and he's going into Hydras.
Yeah, okay. So it is going to be a Hydra transition here. That's going to do pretty well against kind of units ShaDoWn's making, especially against those Archons, but not very well against Storm.
Yeah, again, this tech does feel quite late here for Mondo, but the end game could be Lunkers. He could be looking to transition even further into that higher form of tech, which can work well against any kind of ground-related army, especially if he does suspect that ShaDoWn is going to be able to survive and defend and protect his fortified bases.
Yeah, it would make sense, especially on a map like this, if you were looking to just turtle up a little bit, and the Lurkers will help you a lot with doing that, as we do see ShaDoWn trying to put some pressure on with just a few units here. Will be held at bay for now by these queens.
Yeah, nice trigger on that Stasis Trap as well from Mondo. Only a single Ling is wasted, and ShaDoWn is forced back onto that slow zone where the Lings cannot chase the army. A Queen is going to be going down, and yeah, this base is quite heavily threatened. The Hydras are forced to reveal themselves.
Yeah, Hydras have been shown. It looks like, we do have the units really tucked back here. It's going to be a pretty decent fight for Mondo, but so many Lings going down in the process. I do feel like that was a bit of an overextension for ShaDoWn. That didn't look great. Is he going to trap some units?
Oh, the rocks are going to go down, and a couple of Lings do fall as well. ShaDoWn actually smiling there as that happened.
He likes it. The health on the rocks is full.
They're full.
It was just a total glitch that last game. That was so weird.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do some investigative. We'll get the best investigator we know. We
Who's
got
that?
McSins on the way.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
get him.
I
We'll get him
understand.
on the job, mate.
Private investigator McSins.
Yeah. I know a guy, Papi. He's really good. He always gets a lot of praise.
You can watch him work. I know you like it.
Yeah. I like
We are
watching.
going to be having there's pushing up towards the fourth base here, and ShaDoWn looks a little underprepared, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, ShaDoWn, he just lost a massive amount of Archons earlier. He does have a couple of storms behind this, though. He has a lot of High Templar, so Mondo is going to be respecting this army. He's going to be backing off and actually rotating over towards the fourth base, the third base instead. Sorry, that is the fourth. Banelings are rolling on in. Up.
Yeah, the Banelings have to be kept away from the High Templar. One of the High Templar is going to be going down, but it looks like the rest of the Banelings have been taken out. Another nice set of storms going to be landing on these Hydras, and ooh, it looks like Mondo overstaying just a little bit. He will be losing all these Hydras. What damage can he get in return?
Yeah, as Lings are coming in to reinforce, actually, the Hydras is standing strong. The High Templar all go down, and Mondo may be breaking the base of ShaDoWn.
Yeah, it actually does look like it. Probes being pulled into Hydra is not what you want to see here. So many of the units of ShaDoWn are going down. It looks like Mondo's gotten the damage that he's looking for.
Yeah, maybe ShaDoWn celebrating a little bit too early after those rocks did fall in the army of Mondo. The Archon goes down, the mineral line falls as well. We do have just more constant Lings and Hydras being reinforced.
I think he's just celebrating because that's the closest thing you can get to a win against when you're playing pro.
What do you say?
As we do have Zealots being held off by the Lings. Very nice micro coming out from Mondo. The base will finally fall, and with that, we might be seeing GG coming out from ShaDoWn. Looks like he just doesn't have enough to deal with the army here.
And if so, this is huge because Mondo, he is an up-and-coming player. He's a semi-pro player. He's been fielding twice. He's been fielded twice before this, but he has not won a single game in WTL. He's been Protoss time and time again, but not this time here against ShaDoWn. GG against let's
go! The pop-off.
Oh, Mondo with his first World Team League win. Oh, let's go. Oh.
Yeah, that's got to feel so great. That's a lot of pressure off your back when your team's trusted to put you in, whether it be by some bad, by some poor circumstances or not. They did trust him, and he's pulled through. It's got to feel fantastic.
Yeah, I know he's been smurging a lot. Like, Mondo's been smurging a lot because he has been fielded by his team when some people haven't been available, and he's been struggling. He's been struggling here in World Team League against some of those other players, and
so he was smudging about Eric.
Yeah,
he said, "Papi, he plays like a clown."
he didn't say that, Papi. He didn't say that. Oh my God, why are you making my kids fight each other, Papi? What's wrong with you? Oh my God, he wasn't smudging too hard about Eric. Okay, he was smudging more about some other matchups.
Okay, he was smudging very politely. It was like, that's a very unique build that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, it's true. Being very nice about it. Oh, but here we go. He does take game number 1 here against ShaDoWn, already doing the bare minimum for his team, but can he go further? Oh.
Yeah, can he take the 2-0? That would be absolutely huge for him. That confidence has got to be riding high here, and ShaDoWn going to be picking Royal Blood as the second map, so not a ramp map. We're probably not going to be seeing anything super crazy. I feel like ShaDoWn normally plays pretty standard styles. I wonder though, on a shorter and more open map, if he's going to be breaking out the 3-base Colossus all-in that we've been seeing quite a lot.
Ooh, yeah, these Colossus timings have been very popular and very powerful from Protoss of late. Definitely something that he can whip out. As here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have ShaDoWn.
And in the top right-hand corner of the map, going for the double extractor cancel. It's Mondo.
Oh, he saw what Eric was doing. He's like, man, I'll do you one better.
True.
I'll go for the 16 extractor trick, Papi. Let's go.
It doesn't prevent the block though. Wait, is this what he normally does? Or did he just forget? No, he didn't forget his Overlord.
He didn't forget his Overlord.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Mondo's going for I think this was like gas first. It was a gas hatch pull here from Mondo. So a very interesting opener. Yes, he did avoid that Overlord. Crazy.
Yeah, there is going to be it's a very small amount of inefficiency there, as we did have 3 lava built up for a second there, but yeah, I'm curious to see what he wants to do with this. It might be for an early link speed, but it has all been spotted by ShaDoWn now.
Yeah, it has been confirmed. So as you're saying, with this, Mondo will have faster link speed, or he'll have faster gas income, and we assume that's going to be for link speed. It would be crazy if he goes into like a fast lair or something like that, but not impossible. So we'll see.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I feel like we have seen fast lair style from Mondo before.
Yeah, you know, you can rush into a lair, you can rush into something like Nidus. You know, we've seen quite a lot of like Link Queen Nidus all-ins from Dark, for example, quite often. But we do see here Mondo has pulled out of gas after that first 100, so he's just going to be relying on link speed for the time being.
I want to see some mutas. That's what I want to see.
Oh my god. Against Protoss?
Yeah.
Have you been muted recently while you've been lagging?
No, but I remember last time I played Protoss a few months ago when I got muted and I was like, oh, this is like literally undefendable. Mutas are insane versus Protoss. I was like, why doesn't everyone do this? Like, I would die every time.
If it goes unscattered, it can be actually pretty one-sided. Like, unironically, there's a reason why Demi does it. Oh god, but yeah, unfortunately we don't see enough of it nowadays. Ling's on the way, Queens as well. We just see ShaDoWn going for a standard opener. He's going for that Stargate. Meanwhile, we have quite a number of Lings already out for Mondo.
Yeah, okay. Mondo is looking to get aggressive with the link speed. On the wall is not a wall. He will be getting in here. Gets right on top of that pylon. And are we going to be seeing a very quick game 2 here?
Oh, we really could. The pylon is under threat. The pylon is going to be going down, but we do have 2 adepts already out here for ShaDoWn. Probes will be falling. Can Mondo kill those adepts?
Yeah, 6 probes going down. That adept almost going down as well on just a sliver of health here. Very nice hold position with the probe there by ShaDoWn. And Mondo just shoves it out of the way.
Does shove it out of the way, does get one of those adepts. Meanwhile, there's still no repowering of these gateways. The second adept is under threat. Nice Sim City here from ShaDoWn is going to be reducing the service area, but there is still no more production available here for him.
Yeah, the battery's going to be going down too, and I think Mondo might have just done it. He just floods on in with this very strange build. Has caught ShaDoWn very much off guard here. We do have a Void Ray coming out, so this does put a timer on things. It does mean that Mondo has to kind of rush through to get as much damage as he can before this eventually takes everything out.
I love this, so like he has to wait for the Void Ray to dip in towards the natural, then he rushes into the main because the Void Ray is insanely slow. It takes so long for it to actually rotate between the bases. One Void Ray is not enough, and probes are going to be falling. Good drone drilling here from ShaDoWn, but workers will still fall.
Yeah, really good stacking, but I mean, the thing with this as well is once they start to fall, they fall fast. He does take out most of the Lings before that can happen, but we do have another Ling flood coming on in. Second Void Ray is going to be appearing, but is this where the probes are going to start to fall?
I should have had more faith in my boy. As 4 more probes go down, the Lings are being forced back. They take down the gateway. They're looking to take down the cyber core as well. Bearing in mind that Mondo still has a worker lead. Technically, he still does have a higher worker count. Mondo is looking to try and even that up. He still needs a couple more probe kills.
Yeah, I do actually think Mondo might be in a bit of trouble here. I've seen this game state a couple times, and it is pretty rough for the Zerg just because ShaDoWn now is kind of forced into probably making a couple more Void Rays as well.
Yeah.
And that can be really tough to deal with when you don't have as high a Queen count as you normally would.
I'm getting PTSD, mate. We've seen it before. We're going to see it again where the Void Rays move out across the map. 2 or 3 Void Rays. They can kill 2 Queens. They can kill a third. They can end the game. Oh, boy. Thankfully, Mondo does have 3 Queens at his triangular third, so he is ready for this.
Yeah, he's going to be losing the Overlord, so well calculated there by ShaDoWn.
It does pull back in time. Does take a little bit of hold damage to that Void Ray, but Mondo will not just fall over to those 2 Void Rays. He is holding on to his bases, but can he expand? That natural base from Mondo is looking a little bit exposed, and yeah, ShaDoWn is headed in that direction.
Oh, yeah, and there's no creep. This is really scary to hold. That low Void Ray is going to be pushed away. Takes a bit more hold damage as well. And we don't see additional Void Rays coming down for ShaDoWn here.
Yeah, exactly. And with that additional Void Rays, that does mean that Mondo will eventually clean this up and push this away. There is an Oracle coming up behind this, so hopefully Mondo hasn't been skipping. Oh, he has
Ooh.
been. He has been cutting spores.
Yeah, 6 drones going down, and ShaDoWn looks like he is starting to get the damage he needs to get himself back into this.
Yeah, ShaDoWn now has a worker lead. He is restarting Warp Gate. His Void Rays will survive, and the Oracles, well, they're getting larger in number. We have a second Oracle hitting the field, and soon to be a third. And Mondo, he's still working on those spores.
Yeah, the sport, the third only just going down now, and there's a lot resting on the shoulders of these few queens, and they're all going to have to be committed to deal with the Void Rays. This is a really clever plan from ShaDoWn, and it's going to be extremely hard for Mondo to deal with.
It really is. I mean, the Void Rays are going to be able to focus down some more of these workers. Again, more importantly, they are distracting the queens as all the queens are brought forward to deal with these Void Rays. Meanwhile, that does create an opening in that natural base, and the Oracles are looking to dive in.
Yeah, the queens all pulled completely away from the natural. We do have a spore in a fantastic position here, and ShaDoWn is going to respect that.
Okay, so he's not going to dive in. He's going to be waiting for his third Oracle. I think he even double Revelationed as well, so the best use of that energy, as he is going to have to wait a little bit longer before he does commit to anything. And now Mondo, what is the plan from here? He's working on a lair. He's working on a Roach Warren. Oh,
Yeah, Mondo pretty well positioned here. We'll be able to tuck away those drones. Quite a few of them go down, but it's worth mentioning as well that ShaDoWn did commit very heavily to this. 10 drones going down, probably a few too many though.
yeah, exactly. And a bit of a move command as well from those queens. Looks like they will still get one of those oracles, so not bad.
Oh, yeah.
But 10 drones is still a lot. Can they maybe shut down more of these oracles? If they can, then it's going to be an okay loss for Mondo.
Yeah, they are going to be protecting that area there, but I think that means the Void Rays should be able to come in. And there we go. We do see one of the queens is going to be going down potentially at the third here. It's so close.
Oh, clutch transfuse of the queens do survive. Mondo is barely holding on to these bases, is still taking some losses, but overall he still has a decent economy. And oh god, he does overextend, and now we have a ground army as well. ShaDoWn reinforcing with stalkers.
Yeah, the units have arrived, and is Mondo going to be prepared for this? We do see a few roaches coming out, but there's been so much pressure on him for this entire game here. It's actually neck and neck between the two players. Void Ray does go down, so nice pick-off for these queens here.
Yeah, good pickoffs overall. The roaches are arriving as well. It looks like Mondo should be able to hold on to his third base. And ShaDoWn has to be careful not to overextend. Blink is still not done either. Bear that in mind. So ShaDoWn is playing with fire.
He is, but man, he is putting on just an insane amount of pressure. This has been a really cool game coming out from ShaDoWn, and behind this, getting that fourth Nexus up. So he is playing a blistering pace.
Yeah, he really is. ShaDoWn is going to be rotating over towards the center bases, and Mondo has been able to saturate enough. He has a fourth base on the way. He can now focus on Ling Roach, on nothing but his army, and yeah, ShaDoWn has to be careful here as well. He actually even goes for a run by.
Yeah, really well-timed run by from Mondo. Is going to be forcing a recall on those Stalkers. Gives him a bit of room to breathe there. Sure, those things running in through as well. They are going to be spotting out the fourth Nexus, so Mondo should know what kind of situation he is and just how dire that situation is as well.
Oh, exactly, as we are going to be looking to transition, actually. I was assuming that Mondo would stay on a low worker count and just go Ling Roach, but no, he's actually taking up even further. He's droning up even further. He's going for an Infestation Pit and the Hydra Den as well.
Yeah, he's not an ape.
He's not, Poppy. He's not, and we'll see if he can get away with that. ShaDoWn still applying a lot of pressure. He's just, again, rotating between the bases, looking to try and punish some of these fringe hatcheries of Mondo, just trading wherever he can. And because he's been so active, we just haven't had that much creep spread out on the map. So Mondo has been having a hard time trying to punish these Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, he has, and the Stalkers are starting to take some really good trades here. We do see Mondo going up into Hive Tech now, as you were saying. So this is going to be a nice little nice route to some more powerful units, which should be able to stabilize the game for him. But it does feel like ShaDoWn, at least for the moment, is running away with this game.
Yeah, he is, as he's just trading so efficiently with his army. We do see Mondo still trying to recover. He's working towards Lunkers. If he can get towards those Lunkers, if he can get them out, then he will be able to stabilize, but he's not quite there yet.
Yeah, exactly. And ShaDoWn is trying to take the best trades that he can. He is starting to be overwhelmed by Mondo, but using the terrain extremely well here.
Oh, exactly. ShaDoWn able to minimize his losses overall. Did lose a couple of those stalkers though, and that's going to give Mondo some more breathing room. And there we go. He's looking to try and drone up and take additional gases. Oh, but ShaDoWn knows what needs to be done. Lurkers are on the way, sure, but so is SkyToss.
Yeah, that's right. We do have that SkyToss transition, and that's going to be rough to deal with, especially if we're just on Hydro Lurker. There's pretty much not going to be anything there. As yeah, ShaDoWn just keeping one step ahead on the tech, which is, probably the most important thing to do in this matchup.
It really is. To be fair, Mondo is hitting lurkers first. Like, the lurkers are already on the way, so there's going to be a window where he can still make use of those lurkers. But as I say that, the stalkers leaning on forward, they dive on in, they get one, they get two lurkers.
Yeah, they just blink right on top of those lurkers. They do not care at all. We have a massive Zealot run by to the south as well. He's going to be putting a lot of pressure on, taking out maybe just a couple of drones here. Pretty well dealt with by Mondo, but oh my goodness, he actually loses so many lings there. The upgrades are pretty far ahead for the Protoss player.
They really are, and they show there in that slow lots run by as we have Tempest production coming out for ShaDoWn. That's going to be his answer to these lurkers. It looks like a third lurker gets picked off towards the end. ShaDoWn just trading so insanely efficiently with these stalkers. Mondo is slowly gaining ground, sure, and he even is able to deny the base on the left-hand side of the map, but ShaDoWn, he's on 4-base economy. That is fine. That is good enough to sustain a SkyToss transition.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're actually seeing Tempests come out. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of this from our Platinum Heroes players going into Tempest over carriers. I believe GNS did something very similar last week as well. We'll see if it pays off. It can take a while as we do see ShaDoWn. Oh my god, just blinking onto the high ground.
Yeah, great positioning there. We do have Revelation going down on those three lurkers, so they're a little bit vulnerable, but Mondo is pushing this back.
He is pushing this back, but again, he still doesn't know about the Tempest. He doesn't know about the SkyToss transition, not yet. Zealot on the right-hand side is being cleaned up by Mondo, and now he can focus on his assault. He has maxed out.
Yeah, he split his army very well, and as you were saying, now it's time for him to go. There's only two Tempests, so he will have to fully commit if he is going to fight, and I think it's really important as well for ShaDoWn that he gets a Revelation down on those lurkers so that he can take them out with the Tempest. He hasn't been able to do just yet.
I mean, he doesn't have the energy for that Revelation. He only has one Oracle. He does have an Observer, to be fair, as the army is being forced all the way back to the natural.
Yeah, but Mondo, he's just bleeding out so many units here. I feel like this might not be the way to do this, but we do have the lurkers getting on top of the natural.
Yeah, they're in position. They're going to be able to focus down that Cyber Core at least. The Observer may have even been sniped because we do have an Overseer available as well, so the lurkers they're leapfrogging forward.
Yeah, they are, and they're getting a pretty significant amount of damage. ShaDoWn just retreating back into the safety of this base, but it looks like he will be pushed back. Mondo, that is. Leaves a few lurkers behind, which, oh yeah, very nice move, because I think they're split far enough away that one Revelation won't get both.
Exactly, and the lurkers, they get some extra damage there on the army. Of course, the Tempests were scattered, so a Spire is thrown down here for Mondo. With that, he can start working on Corruptor production, and he was able to preserve some of his Hydra Lurker army as well, but detection is arriving as Mondo's going to try and split up his lurkers once again.
Yeah, the lurkers, one of those will be revealed, one of those is going to be going down. This second one, really nicely positioned as well, just out of range of that cannon.
Oh, yeah, he's even going to be laying siege upon that mineral line as well, so maybe a couple of workers are going to be going down. At the same time, Prism slips in towards the natural base, but Mondo is focusing on defenses back at home anyway, so he should be able to clean this up with minimal losses. As I say that, good chunk of drones are going down.
Yeah, a lot of drones going down. We have Zealots in quite a few of the different bases here. ShaDoWn is putting on a huge amount of pressure. He's doing such a great job with this constant harassment.
He really is, and somehow, some way, that Prism has sneaked out behind that mineral line, behind the main base. I don't think Mondo has spotted it either, unfortunately. Despite having these Corruptors, he hasn't been able to shut it down, but he now has a more robust army. He's got more anti-air available as well. He can contend a little bit with ShaDoWn's Tempest. He has to be careful about that counterattack, about that Prism in his main.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it seems like he didn't need that much anti-air to finish off that fight last time around. So he is going to be able to push this back once again. But as you were saying, so important for him that he does deal with the damage in the main. And how well is he doing with that 9 drones going down already?
Yeah, the Zealous Warping it did complete. It was very unfortunate that Mondo wasn't able to clean up that prison when he had the chance. As a carrier did fall, so in the main fight, Mondo did fare well, but he is losing a lot of workers. Oof.
Yeah, that he is. And all the Spire is in big trouble. The Spire is going to be going down.
The Spire gets targeted down. No more Corruptors are available. We could even get the Lurker then. Uh-oh.
Yeah, get it.
You're an animal. As Lurker Den barely does survive. Mondo has regained control of his bases, but he did lose a lot of workers and he hasn't rebuilt. He hasn't droned. He's at a very low worker count and he's going to be staying there for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and behind the ShaDoWn is getting into his anti-corrupt attack, is getting that Storm as well as some Void Rays to mix in as well. So it does feel like an uphill battle for Mondo, but at the same time, he has done some decent damage. We've seen some good Ling run bys. His attack into that natural was still pretty effective despite being turned back, and he's still in this game.
He is. I think the biggest thing that ShaDoWn is missing is splash damage. He doesn't have Colossus, he doesn't have Disruptors, he does have Storm on the way, which will help. But without it, you know, this Ground Zerg army can still contend and support the Corruptors quite well for themselves, as the army is being quite aggressive here for ShaDoWn. But again, he doesn't have Storm.
Yeah, Storm not quite finished there, but we have, what, 4 carriers here. There's plenty of units. The High Templar is almost getting taken out by the Lurkers there, so it's a little bit careless there from ShaDoWn, but I guess he didn't quite have the vision.
Just a little bit, Buffy, just a little bit, as we have more Zealot run-bys, and again, the economy of Mondo wasn't good to begin with, and it's just continuing to be crippled here. Storm is now done, so now ShaDoWn has the support he needs. GG gets called. ShaDoWn will fight back, and he takes game number 2.
GG. We do have the 1-1 from Mondo, so he's going to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he was able to get his first win in WTL, and taking down a game, or taking a game from ShaDoWn is a very impressive feat nonetheless, and again, he's able to do it for his team. GG, man. GG.
GG. And there ends the not PvPs for the night.
Oh, it's over. Congratulations to ShaDoWn for coming back from a really dire position as well. We saw Lings were wreaking havoc in his natural, but he kept a cool, calm, and collected head. He was able to get into Void Rays, into a little bit of Sky Toss, and really it was his Oracle, his harass across the map, doing so much damage, getting so many drone kills, bringing him back in that game.
Yeah, he did extremely well with the Oracles. It was a close hold. Mondo almost had it for a moment there, but that is one of the dangers of these kind of Ling floods against Protoss, is you pretty much have to completely kill the Protoss or you're not even in that great a spot.
Yeah, exactly. But regardless, you know, we're now tied up 1-1, and we're headed towards our second series. It is going to be Goblin versus Creator.
Alrighty, and yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one. Goblin has shown that he is very creative and very skilled when it comes to PvP, and has been able to take down some strong Protosses.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So even though, again, we mentioned it earlier, Team ABYDOS, they are the clear favorites, but Goblin and DNS as well in PvPs can make some magic happen. They can cause some upsets. They can fight up. They can punch up. And that means that this isn't so clear cut. I'm very curious to see what maps are being fielded, because I feel like the maps are going to be pretty impactful in these PvPs.
Yeah, I would say so. Especially if we do get a gate expand map, I think that's going to favor Goblin quite well.
Oh yeah, definitely. If we get past the aggressive shenanigans and into a more robust kind of mid-game as well, 2-base, 3-base economy, I do think Goblin can fare well. But here we go, where having a look at those stats, and it feels like they bumped Goblin up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they have. That's this is some decent stats, though.
Yeah, pretty well rounded. A lot of 7s, a lot of 8s as well. It feels like they're giving him a lot of props.
Yeah, good to see. He has performed very well so far. And there we go. We do have Creator as well with not that much better of a score.
It's so mean every time, Papi. Every time. 6 in mental. They're actually animals. Like the WTL organizers, they're having too much fun. As creator clearly has more mental than that, and is more than a C tier player as well. I do remember now it was Beyond and Creator. Both of their rankings were the most egregious to me. They were the most offensive, and this especially, like, Creator is one of the best Protoss in Korea in the world. He's up there alongside Hero, alongside Classic. Deserves better.
Yeah, but here we go, spotting in the top right-hand corner of the map for Platinum Heroes. This is Goblin.
And spotting in the bottom right-hand corner for Team ABYDOS, it is Creator.
Yeah, I mean, we're big fans of Goblin here, but Creator 2 points above Goblin is a bit of a stretch.
It's quite a stretch. I'm shaking my head. Look, just for some context as well, because we do cast a lot of these online tournaments, and I know Creator has been taking down some very big names, but you're telling me that a C tier player would go into these weekly tournaments and, you know, come out second place, even come out first place as well, taking down players like, let me just double check here. He took down Showtime a couple of days ago. He 3-2'd Dark in ESL Korea. He toured Oliveira. He toured Solar as well. He toured Lambo. He's been popping off. He's got some really good results, and he actually toured Showtime like 2 weeks in a row, actually. Jesus. And you can tell me he's a C tier player? Aye.
Yeah, I mean, if the world champion is a Terran, Oliveira, then they are going to be 2-0'd by a score of 67 Protoss player. That makes sense.
I'm shaking. Aye. As we're getting into our second best of 2, and for the time being on Royal Blood, we are going to be seeing some 2-gate openers from our lovely players, and it's been so long. It's been years, Papi. Let's play our game.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go double adept for Creator.
Ooh, solid pick. Stalker Sentry for Goblin. Oh, hey.
Okay. Cheeky.
No, I wasn't even looking at the production tab when I said Stalker. I'm shaking my head.
He's not looking.
He's not looking. Oh, God. So, yeah, Goblin going to be going for a much more straight-up opener here. A lot more defensive, more concerned with scouting, but Creator is going to be the aggressor. I would have definitely agreed with you for the double Adept prediction, but we see something a little bit better, a little bit spicier. Double Stalker into a Stargate.
Yeah, okay. Now, this is something that the Koreans do a little bit different to the Europeans, is they're happy to, get Stalkers, get these more expensive units before going into Stargate. It's just a bit of a stylistic difference that we do see a lot of the time between Korea and Europe, where Europe want to go for, the most perfect optimized build, where you go for the double Adept because it costs a less guess, and you go like straight into that Stargate. But we do have a bit of a mind game being played by Creator.
We do. As we do have that first Oracle on the way off of Stalkers, not off of Adepts, as you were pointing out. Likewise, Creator, he misses a hallucination. He was looking for it with those Stalkers on the map. The hallucination does go past, and it will get a full scout of the main.
Yeah, okay, so Goblin does manage to sneak that through, and he'll be able to see the Oracle as well, so that's a really crucial scout here. But Creator going to be rocking up at the front door with the 4 Stalkers, which I think is going to be very unexpected here for Goblin.
Yeah, exactly. He has a much lower Stalker count. That pylon is getting quite low. Good target firing on some of these sentries as well. Goblin forced to back off, and this is keeping the attention of Goblin busy because the first Oracle is already out and is making its way across the map.
Yeah, Creator posing some very interesting questions to Goblin, and that was so close to catching those 2 Stalkers.
It really was, but one sentry goes down. Creator flexing his micro, flexing his control. One of those Stalkers close to going down as well, but at least Goblin had the wherewithal to keep some Stalkers in his main base and make sure that Oracle didn't do any damage.
Yeah, that's right. Behind this, we see both players going on into Blink. Creator just a little bit delayed in quite a few different ways here, so I'm not sure if he really did get enough done with this opener.
Yeah, I don't think he has. And we can see Creator's actually setting up a proxy pylon as well. The Oracle's still looking for damage, as we can see Creator still behind economically because he delayed his Nexus in favor of this Stargate. The Oracles just haven't done enough damage, maybe even looking to skill check his opponent, but Goblin is keeping up.
Yeah, very solid defense by Goblin, and now he has a really nice lead as well. I think Creator might be looking to just all in off 2 bases now, just because he hasn't really gotten enough done with this build.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see if he can bounce back in. This Creator sets up a proxy gateway across the map, so he's up to 3 gate production, I believe. I don't think that's a 4th gateway, but regardless, Creator can be very aggressive with his warp-ins. He can even use that as just even to warp in a couple of adepts to try to shade pass and get some economic damage instead.
Yeah, that's right. Is that Oracle's got to be careful. It's a little bit scary staying out there that long when Blink is about to finish up.
Yeah, likewise. Ooh, Goblin. That's his 4th gateway. He's got 3 at home, his 4th out on the map. So Goblin is going to be looking to be hyper aggressive. There's no doubt about that. And Creator throws down his 3rd.
Yeah, there we go. Goblin has similar ideas, and he looks like he is going to be committing a little bit more heavily. Actually, both players going for very similar plays right now.
Ooh, and the armies are going to be missing each other. The 2 ships do pass in the night, and we're going to end up in a really weird situation. Of course, recalls are available for both players. Ooh. As the move out of Creator does get spotted.
Yeah, and 2 Stalkers get taken down. That is so clutch there for Goblin. Every Stalker counts here. But very nice stuff from Creator playing around with that high ground to even the score up just a little.
I like that both of them, they don't want to get distracted. They want to focus on their assaults. We see that Creator, his third base is under threat. He's going to be forced to cancel that base at the same time. Creator's going straight to the natural of Goblin.
Yeah, Creator is not messing around. He dives straight on into the main, and that is probably the most important thing when it comes to these base trades, especially in PvP, because you can take out those pylons, you can stop the production.
Oh, exactly. He does depower those gateways. He blinks down towards the 3rd base, and he's looking to try to force another cancel, just like he was forced to, but no, Goblin, he gets here just in time.
Yeah, Goblin defends the 3rd base here, so Goblin's going to have a massive economic advantage if he can hold on now.
Yeah, that's a big question, though. Can he hold on? He throws down 2 more gates, so I believe that is 6 gates in total here for Goblin. Creator rotating around, trying to find a way in. But alas, there are just too many Stalkers here for Goblin.
Yeah, Creator trying to see if he could secure those kills as well, but... Oh, yeah, I think Goblin's just got a little bit more here. We do see that sentry going down. Creator's going to do his best to use his Blink Micro to his advantage here, but Goblin's got some fantastic Blink Micro too.
He really does. He does keep up. Creator doesn't lose anything. Bear that in mind. He did not lose any of his Stalkers as he's trying to reinforce, trying to continue to push in, trying to find a way forward. As we look at the units tab here, both players on an equal Stalker count until then.
Yeah, Goblin going to be taking out 1 more of those Stalkers there. And yeah, now we just have a really rough spot for Creator because Goblin is mining off 3 bases. Creator has to do something to get back into this game.
He really does. Goblin is behind economically, and that is disastrous in a mirror matchup, and we can see what he's going for. He goes for a Dark Shrine. DTs can be a way to come back, but he also, I believe, still needs to be active with his Stalkers. He needs to try to create these opportunities for himself.
I mean, having a look in the production tab, we already have observers being made here for Goblin.
Yeah, detection is already available here, so DTs, it's going to be even harder to find damage. As we've seen in the past with Hero, it doesn't matter if you have detection. If you do hit at opportune moments, if you're able to distract your opponent enough, DTs can still do damage.
Yeah, definitely, especially a single DT micro to perfection and timed very well can do quite a lot. It's something that I think we've seen Goblin do very well as well.
You're not wrong, you're not wrong. So for the time being, Goblin is just sticking with a pure Stalker army. He's going to be moving out. It looks like he's a little bit behind when it comes to the Forge as well. So it looks like Creator will have some faster upgrades available to him. So he's got some other kind of advantages that he can try to flex with or try to utilize. But for the time being, Goblin has the map control and Creator is stuck at home.
Yeah, Creator is. So Goblin just kind of ahead in every regard. And he does take out the Observer as well. Is that what you were excited about, or were you excited about the Stasis Trap?
I was the Stasis Trap.
Okay. Cool.
Stasis does go off in the end. So that's a good chunk of Goblin's army that just is not available. A good bait on the Stasis on the left-hand side, though, as the DTs are being warped in, I believe, across the map.
Yeah, okay, so the DTs do come in. I'm not sure if they're being microed quite enough to get the damage that they need, though, as +1 gets denied.
Oh, that does get denied as the DTs are slipping in towards that main base, but no, they get cleaned up. They get 6 probe kills and counting as there are more DTs in the natural base, so Goblin is losing a lot of his economy. He's forced to commit.
Yeah, he is, as those probes just continue to drop here. But, I mean, Goblin's getting a lot of damage himself. He takes out 2 in the Nexus here of Creator.
Yeah, 2 bases of Creator go down. At the same time, Goblin loses basically 20 workers. Creator's ahead in the worker count, but behind in the bases. So we're in a really weird position.
Yeah, we definitely are, but both players with pretty similar looking armies. Creator does have the advantage of a couple of mortals, and I think he is going to have to try to press that advantage, but Goblin is just continuing to warp in Stalkers, has a pretty massive Stalker count at this point.
Really does. Meanwhile, Creator did throw down a backup forge here, but now he's going to be behind in the upgrades. As you mentioned earlier, his +1 was denied. Goblin just focusing on his defense back at home as the observer kind of slipped on his chair a little bit there. Did you see that? Oh, God. Hope he's okay.
The view just goes like completely sideways.
His hand like smashed into the edge of his mouse pad. It was crazy. It flew off the table, but we're good. It's all good here. More DTs being morphed in. Meanwhile, Goblin going for a dark shrine of his own.
Yeah, okay. This is something that happens a lot in PvP, where basically right after the other player goes for DTs can be a really good time to get some yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially after we've been sniping some observers, as you kind of pointed out earlier. So that could be an edge that Goblin can go for, especially because of that, Creator has been prioritizing some Immortal production, so may not have the best kind of spread of detection available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, both players going to be going up into their 4 bases here. Looks like Creator did spot out this Prism. He will be able to take it down as well, so it's going to save him a lot of grief here. Another Observer being taken out. This is, as you were saying, getting a little bit scary when it comes to the detection situation. Wouldn't mind seeing some cannons come up for Creator as well.
Oh, ask and you shall receive. We have cannons on the way. We have a second Robo, a backup Observer, and a Bay as well. Creator, he wants to get into those lovely, juicy disruptors. Can he get there in time, though? Because Goblin is going for another Prism. He may be looking to be aggressive once again as he does catch out some of these DTs.
Do you reckon Max Sins is good at handling balls too?
You know, I don't think he minds too much. You know, I think he's willing to explore those areas. Oh.
All right.
I haven't seen it myself, though, but I want to.
Okay, I understand. We'll see what we can do for you. As we do have Prism Speed coming out, the Disruptors coming out as well. +2 for both players on pretty similar timings.
I'll ask him to show us his balls later.
Okay. You do that.
In another PvP. What do you think I'm talking about? Next week, Poppy. Next week.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Against the Roaches.
Yeah. As we go, we have 2 Disruptors on the way already for Creator. Likewise, Goblin's a little bit behind in the second. All the DTs are doing a lot of damage across map again, pulling apart the attention of Goblin. He was in the midst of pushing out with his army as we have some DT on DT action.
Cape fight. Yeah, Creator was really patient with those DTs. Didn't commit them until he was sure that he was going to get damage with them. There we go. The first Disruptor has been revealed. It does scrape off the back of that Zealot. But what were these Immortals doing off by themselves to the right there? All 3 get picked off, and that is really tough there for Creator.
It really was. 3 Immortals go down in the blink of an eye for nothing. We did get a good Nova going up, but it only connected with Zealous. That's only minerals, not so much gas. So Goblin trading very well in this last engagement.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that those 3 Immortals are completely unprotected. They're such important units.
They really are. They would have made a massive difference in the next big fight. They can sway things so heavily in their favor when going up against Mass Blink Stalker, but alas, that is no longer going to be the case. Instead, Creator has to rely on his Disruptors. And to be fair, that Disruptor count is getting quite high.
Yeah, it is. And Goblin's still on a bit more of a low-tech army. We have seen him before just kind of shy away from going into these Disruptor wars.
Oh, exactly. We'll see as we do have Goblin moving out without his Disruptors. He does catch another Prism, and he's going to be able to catch a Disruptor as well. We're going for a base trade, or are we? Oh.
Yeah, that Disruptor just kind of gave up there. As this is a wild move by Creator.
No, He's not looking, Bobby. He's not looking, and every single disruptor is going to be going down. He had 4 of them available. He had 5 disruptors available, and they all go down once again. DTs are in the main base. The base trade is fully underway.
Why did he do that?
Unfortunately, just a little bit inattentive. He does have some defensive DTs back at home, but detection has arrived, and Goblin is going to be able to take down the base, the third at the same time. Likewise, Goblin is also going to be losing a lot as well, so this is getting really chaotic.
Yeah, DT's taking out the DT shrine there of Creator, and we are seeing a lot of these bases going down. That's a huge stasis trap as well, but yeah, Creator just lost so many of his key tech units, and he's going to be losing even more here. I don't know, there's Goblins disruptors, okay.
No one cares about their balls in this game, right?
No,
every single disruptor is going to be going down. They have not been drained, as I still feel like Goblin has a pretty big advantage unless Creator is able to get some probes out on the map. Both players have more than enough minerals to throw down another Nexus. Actually, he's going to be looking to fortify his third base.
Yeah, he is looking to lock down his third base, and you know, while it's looking a little bit exposed here, maybe he can bring a few of his key units over. Oh, he actually, he is.
And here we go. He's coming back home. Has a couple of DTs mixed in as well. The cannons and shoe batteries go down. Suddenly, this base is looking that much more exposed, but Creator is holding on to it, and that's more than I can say for Goblin. Goblin doesn't have a mining base right now. Creator does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Creator might have just done it here.
He may have. Oh my god, another stage trap's going to be going off. Suddenly, the army of Goblin is that much smaller, and Creator, he can take a fight.
Yeah, he can push this army away, and then he can just sit on top of these units here. And Goblin, he kind of has to save these units. That's a lot of Stalkers.
A lot of Stalkers. You can see the army supplies are neck and neck. He cannot afford to lose an army, but it looks like he will. He's going to try to come in at the same time.
Yeah, and there we go. Pretty well timed from Goblin. He's going to be forcing this fight to happen here, but Creator has a wonderful concave. GG is called. Goblin just can't do enough, and that was a hell of a close game.
GG, well played. There was the Invisible Men, there were DTs, there were Disruptors, there were balls falling left and right, Immortals as well. It's chaos, pandemonium. GG.
GG. And our Goblin's going to get map pick for map 2.
There we go. That was very close, surprisingly close. Obviously, Creator had certain advantages from time to time, but from the get-go, he kind of put himself behind in a way. If you remember, that initial Stargate opener didn't really work out for him, and he was kind of playing catch-up for a while, and it kind of came down to his overall Stalker control, his counterattacks, the DTs as well. They actually played a pretty major role in Creator coming back in that game and making it as close as it was.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both players going for DTs as well. Creator had some very good timing with the DTs. It was kind of insane how careless he was with some of his units.
Yeah, the robo units for Creator were left wanting. Let's be real here. 3 Immortals went down for free. 5 Disruptors went down for free. It was 1 Disruptor coming out of the production and 4 Disruptors that went back to the third base, and Creator just wasn't looking at the wrong times. You know, at the worst times he was looking at his army. Maybe he wasn't expecting Goblin to rotate over in that direction, and Creator was expecting to, you know, rally his Disruptors to that third base and keep them there and just protect the third. But alas, again, he was just a little bit inattentive, and yeah, it was a crazy game.
Yeah, it was. And yeah, I feel like with Grassfarm, we're just going to be seeing more of the same as well.
We really could. We really could. Grassfarm is going to be another one of those maps that doesn't have a ramp into the naturals. So it's going to be difficult to be a little bit greedy and economic. As in the bottom right-hand corner for Platinum Heroes, we have Goblin.
And in the top left-hand corner of the map for ABYDOS, this is Creator.
See in the chat. Cool. I'm surprised Light and Asher haven't made up a story about Creator's Jackie yet. We have been a little bit too distracted by ourselves to actually talk about the player cams that we usually do.
The Raincoat. Yeah, I was gonna mention it because it looks like
yeah.
What do they call it? Like sport techwear, I think it's called.
I like it. It's like Creator. He's ready. I was gonna say he's ready to get wet, but it's the opposite. He's expecting to get wet, and he'll stay dry.
Maybe he's got to shoot to go to. It kind of looks like a hoodie that's backwards. So like if there's going to be some splash, maybe you just put the hood up, cover your face.
Cover the face. Yeah. I mean, that's how you hide your identity, you know?
Oh, I wasn't thinking like a balaclava situation.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think McSims is not legal in Korea. But
Okay.
It's okay. It's creative. We'll keep your secret. We'll keep your secret. But yeah, really, really interesting, right? Because I don't know. I feel like when you're playing from home, I mean, maybe I'm speaking from my own personal experiences, but usually you want to be as like comfortable as possible, right? Like you're in your home setup, you know, you want to be in like some you know, not constricting
Some human clothes,
Yeah.
right, guys.
Human clothes, what humans wear. You know what they wear, right? We all know what they wear.
You wear some of those pant of the leg. Am I right?
Yeah, the pantaloons, pantaloons. What are they called?
Yeah, pant of the leg times
Yeah.
two.
Times two, one for each leg. Actually, it's crazy what they've done.
Just like you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's what creator. Maybe he has somewhere to go after this. Maybe he's heading out.
Yeah, it looks like something you'd wear to go for like a run in the rain in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Or somewhere in the rain in the middle of the night.
Maybe just like a romantic situation.
Oh,
Like a notebook sort of thing.
yeah. I mean, plumbers, they can be romantic.
I haven't actually seen the notebook. That's the one with Ryan Gosling, right?
Every time we I don't know why, but we've actually talked about the Notebook quite often on this channel. We have like whether it's me, you, Steel Mold, Yaku. I don't know why, but every single time I hear about the Notebook, I think it's the one. There's a movie where like there's like a mailbox that's like a DeLorean. It's like the mailbox can like travel through time, and like you have these two people out of time that are like talking to each other through the mailbox, and they're like having like a romantic situation.
That rings a bell.
Yeah.
I
And in my brain, I know it's not the Notebook, but my brain associates that with the Notebook.
I don't know if it's a mailbox. Is that just the one where they're like sending letters to each other?
Yeah, they're sending letters to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, what's that called? I have seen a little bit of that.
Yeah,
Memento?
yeah.
Is that what it's called? No.
Memento, maybe.
I don't know. That's something else.
As both players work for proxy pylons right next to each other, by the way. And Goblin is going for the 4-gate blink all in. Once again. I say once again. I mean, we saw it already today from Trigger, but Goblin is whipping it out. Have I lost you? Have I?
Yeah, you have.
And here we go. Goblin is all in. 4 gates, blink, 1 base is all you need. Meanwhile, Creator, has he caught wind of this? I'm not too certain. He does have a couple of sentries. I imagine he has gone for a hallucinated scout. And there we go. He's already got a robo. He's got an immortal on the way. He has hallucinated some of those stalkers as well. Creator, he knows.
Yeah, what's he cooking? It looks like Goblin was trying to hide what he was doing by only showing one stalker right at the start there. And here he comes bringing probes with him as well. What do the probes do?
They can tank some shots. Oh, like that.
Okay, good job, probe.
Also, Memento is something very different.
Memento's like a thriller,
yeah. I'm looking that up. This is not what I'm talking about. This is
it's like a 7 type thing, yeah.
Yeah, this is not a rom-com, Papi. And GG gets called. Goblin rocks up here, but the immortals are there. Shield battery, the overcharge, the sentries. Creator was so prepared for the 1-base all-in. He just completely shut it down.
Yeah, very nicely done there by Creator. Is it going to be taking the 2-0 over Goblin, but that first game was certainly not smooth sailing.
Yeah, game 1 was far closer, and there are definitely reasons for that, but at the same time, Goblin was fighting so well for himself to be able to keep up with Creator in such a fashion. Regardless, GG, well played, gets called. ABYDOS are up 3-1 here. They only need one more win to take the series, and it's all going to come down to Nightmare versus DNS.
Yeah, okay. Now, this is a PvP that I feel like is really up in the air. I could see DNS taking the 2-0, to be honest.
It's a PvP. It can definitely go that way. Nightmare, he's not that, I mean, he's a pretty scary player as well. We definitely got to put some respect to the name, but at the same time, he can be quite vulnerable at times. He is not unbeatable. He's not this mountain that cannot be surpassed. And DNS has been really impressing us over the past couple of weeks. So I do think that this is going to be a close one.
Yeah, I do think so too. And it's kind of just going to come down to what kind of Nightmare shows up. I feel like we have seen him sometimes play super aggressive, which suits him really well, and just roll people, just roll over people and give them no chance to ever really get into the game. And I think if that version of Nightmare does show up today, DNS is going to struggle with that because I do feel like DNS prefers to get into a more drawn out macro game.
I see what you were doing during the end of that game. The Plumber 2023. Yeah. I don't think that's the I don't think that's the storyline of the Plumber, Buffy. I don't think that's how it goes.
I wasn't really paying too much attention to the story. I got distracted.
Okay.
I had to keep pausing.
Thought is correct though. It is a lake house. Yeah, I just googled it. I was like, movie where two people communicate through a mailbox. The lake house.
I googled it, but with like way more words than that and a lot of typos, and Google couldn't work out what I was trying to say.
It's because your mind was elsewhere. You were trying to write a
trying to type one-handed. Oh no! All right, what is this? Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. Ooh.
Oh my god. You're an animal.
Whoa.
Oh.
Keanu Reeves is so young in this.
It's Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. She was Miss Congeniality, right?
Sure. I know her from Speed.
Oh yeah. She was the Speed in Speed. She was the bus driver. Yeah.
Yeah.
For a very long time I thought Speed was Mission Impossible.
No. It's so much better than that.
I just when people said Mission Impossible, I just thought Speed. I'm like, no, yeah, the movie with the Impossible Mission with the bus.
It says she's a producer of Miss Congeniality. Show me this movie. Oh no, yeah,
that's her, yeah.
Oh, and Sir Michael Caine. I love Sir Michael Caine.
Where is she?
Ask you to put your pants back on, light.
Kept him at Alfred. What you're talking about.
Alright, it's spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of the map. 4 Platinum Heroes. This is DNS.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressvan for Team ABYDOS, it is Nightmare.
Oh. He's got the... What is this fleece jumper? He's
oh my... It's like a bathrobe. It's a bathrobe, 100%, right?
No.
Yeah, look at the texture.
That's just a fleece jumper, no shot.
That's a moisture-soaking fleece.
Man, you just see an open neck and you're like, it's a bathrobe. Take it off.
Take it off, Poppy. Take it off. Why does he have a shirt under it? That's so weird.
God.
But this see then okay, look, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, when I'm talking about, is there someone in the background? Did you see that?
Oh, if there's someone in the background, I might be more inclined to believe it's a bathrobe.
The lions on the couch behind him, they just moved. I was like, wait, what?
Is it Maxit?
Are they in the middle of a shoot? Is that what you're saying?
It's like I gotta play my game. He's like, oh, you're a StarCraft player, are you? I'm a bit of a StarCraft player myself.
They can play together, Poppy. They're both Protoss. You know what that means?
They don't have mouths?
What? Excuse me? Means they can both whip out their balls, Poppy.
Oh,
as
okay.
we as we are getting into this. But what I was about to say is we do see DNS going for a proxy robo, so the aggression does not stop on Grassfarm. So far, every single game we've seen on this map has been a one base all-in of some kind from at least one of the players, and DNS is looking to throw down his own proxy pylon across the map. Of actually going to be prioritizing scouting instead. But what I was about to say, talking about creator setup, is that I expect players to be like in the most comfortable position possible, like in the most comfortable getup, right? And it felt like creator was like gonna leave and go outside, you know, and touch some grass, right? But this is like this is some casual wear coming up from Nightmare, you know.
Yeah, creator was gonna go outside and touch some dewy night grass.
Yeah,
my favorite kind of grass.
Yeah,
but I'm a bit distracted by the way that the cameras are set up next to each other, where like Nightmare's just like really tall and DNS is just kind of like down in the bottom corner. It kind of looks like DNS is like Nightmare's little cousin that came over and was like, "Can I have a go on your phone? Do you have any games on your phone?" It's just like the little cousin that's just like pulling on your ankle.
I would never give my phone to anyone, let alone my cousins.
That's because of what's on it.
You're not wrong, Poppy. It's my phone. It's what are they gonna do to it? So we'll see if DNS can get his hands on a Nightmare's phone, as we are going to be, committing to this all in. Behind this, Nightmare is responding with a robo, but this reaction is really late. It took Nightmare a long time to figure out what was going on, and as a result, I mean, DNS is already knocking on his front door.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work out what's going on as well, because I've just been staring at the cameras. But Nightmare does have this base, and he doesn't have really enough to defend it. It's gonna buy him a little bit of time, and DNS is being very cautious as well.
You're like, oh my, there's an immortal Poppy. Like, yeah.
How'd that get there?
It's proxy robo, proxy robo. DNS, he does force a cancel on the base. At least Nightmare wasn't forced to commit, and it wasn't a kill or anything like that. We do see the Prism has arrived, so micro potential is available here for DNS. Behind this, he's going into a bay.
Yeah, the Immortal's going to make pretty quick work of this low ground gateway, so he should be able to confirm that that kill on that one. Can even use this Adept Shade for some high ground vision.
Oh, exactly. Going to be threading a shade in towards the main base as well. Does Scout get confirmation of the defensive robo here from Nightmare? Is going to be working towards his own Immortals and his own bay as well. Both players just rushing into it.
Yeah, they want to get the balls out. They heard.
They
heard oblige.
Yeah, they know. They know how to Protoss. As we do see some solid force shields, but again, the Prism is here to make sure that the Immortal stays alive.
Yeah, really sick force fields coming out from Nightmare, but there is, of course, the Prism there to help there. So he's not going to be able to get too much done. We do see as well, he is really stuck here on two bases. I feel like, on one base, sorry. I feel like if DNS can find a way to get his natural up, it's going to be a really good way to just push that advantage that he has.
100%. I do think that DNS is looking to expand, but there is a proxy pylon set up. It is going to be delayed. Meanwhile, that Prism is being zoned away as we speak. These Immortals are going to be left behind.
Yeah, the Prism is zoned away, but at what cost? So many of the units of the DNS go down, of Nightmare go down, but I think it's worth it to get the Prism and the two Immortals. He's going to lose his own Prism, just not really paying attention there, but oh my goodness, the force fields are incredible. That Immortal's going to go down too.
Wow, exactly. Every single Immortal of DNS goes down. We did see Nightmare blunder and fumble a little bit towards the end, but overall, he did trade gateway units for 3 Immortals and a Prism. And also
okay, we're going to be having these Adepts probably finish the shade off here. So yeah, a few of these going to be going down. We do, that free tree out sending the Nova out. It's just like Home Intruder comes in and you're just going to like smash your walls so that the roof comes down on top of them.
Home Intruder comes in and you've got like C4 planted in your bedroom or something. You just detonate immediately. It's like, oh my god.
It's like he's got to be in one of the rooms, just blow up every room.
Blow it all up, Papi. Aye. So an extreme reaction to that. I mean, regardless, Nightmare is going to be able to throw down his own Nexus. Likewise, so can DNS. But Nightmare does preserve a lot of his high-tech units. It doesn't matter in the face of all these disruptors that we're about to be seeing.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of disruptors coming out. Nightmare still has a few of these sentries, but his army's pretty battered and bruised. This is a really wild, scrappy game.
It really is, and I'm curious because I don't know if you saw before DNS threw down his Nexus, he actually got a Stargate as well. He has one Phoenix, and in disruptor battles, Phoenixes can actually be pretty impactful. Like they can make or break a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea how to read the situation. We do have. Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay, I did not expect that to work like that. I don't even know why that works like that.
DNS shot first, but Nightmare he
It
just
shot further.
he, he just had better control. He actually
He just
connected with the disruptor.
he just wanted it more.
Sometimes you can just will things into existence. The Nightmare was able to will that ball to detonate what it needed to. And now we see Nightmare moving out across the map. No blink, bear that in mind. We
Oh.
have a prism with two disruptors in it.
Thank God there's no blink.
Thank God. As here we go, the Novas are going to be off. Oh.
It's really stressful. I feel like one big Nova landing for either player just instantly ends the game.
100%. And that prism is looking to outposition Nightmare. Meanwhile, the Adepts have arrived. Oh, the natural is exposed. A lot of workers are going to be going down.
Yeah, amazing timing on these Adepts. They're going to be getting so much damage here. Nightmare's forced to pull back with everything.
Yeah, I lose a lot of workers. At the same time, I believe Nightmare did send his prism across the map. And he should be looking to deal some counter damage, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really know. Or unless it came back home? Question mark? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. It went back home. Okay.
Yeah. Being a pylon.
Yeah. Does return. Both players back up. Both players are working towards Blink, and Blink will make things a little bit less stressful. There's going to be more micro or counter micro opportunity against these disruptors.
Yeah, it's going to make things a little bit more stressful if you're a Prism pilot, though.
True.
As both players just kind of working into a offbeat macro game. DNS getting his Forge and Robo, so I think he's looking a little bit further into the future than Nightmare is.
Yeah, a little bit, as Nightmare is just going to be focusing on taking his third base, which will be a little bit faster. So Nightmare is going to be focusing on his economy, as DNS focuses on refining his army instead. But for the most part, both players are just backing off each other. They don't want to risk it.
Yeah, okay, we're going to be seeing that hallucinated scout coming out. Players are going to be, putting it back in their pants for a moment here.
Oh, yeah. There we go. And we do see a nice cancel, a nice denial of that. Oh.
If Disruptors are balls, does that mean Prism is pants?
Excuse me?
The pants.
Is he looking? He's not looking!
It happened. The moment we all feared has come to pass.
Exactly. He got
huge disruptor.
3 stalkers, 2 sentries, and a disruptor as well. My God, a massive connection there in favor of Nightmare, and now he is just flexing his army. He forces a cancel on the third base. He has to be careful as there is still 1 disruptor remaining, but only 1.
We have to be careful not to get too excited by disruptors in case the Stormgate developers are watching. Have to be like, terrible design.
Shaking my head.
As the disruptor does connect with the 2 immortals, so they're both going to be brought very low here.
They really are. At the same time, we have a depth harass across the map. 7 probes do end up falling. The economy is kind of evening up, but Nightmare has his third base. He can make 3 workers at a time. He can afford to lose some workers as Nightmare actually backs off and gives DNS some breathing room.
Yeah, DNS's adept harassment has been fantastic, and it's been what's keeping him in this game.
Oh, it really has been. Time and time again, the Adepts show up at the natural, show up in the main base. That Prism is still threatening, by the way, outside the main base of Nightmare. So at any moment, DNS can come back in with those Adepts. At the same time, Nightmare going for some disruptor harass.
Yeah, we do see the disruptor coming in. Nice quick pull from DNS. Always a bit of a scary move to go for there, but he does it early enough. And now that Prism's under threat.
Uh-oh, Blink is done. Remember that DNS is looking for that Prism. Does Blink on forward, but last, the Prism has already left. It's already made its way towards the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Nightmare transitioning into charge, into a more, diverse gateway army, and he does have eyes on that Prism.
Yeah, that's right. So he's going to be trying to make sure that he keeps that Prism back there. 4th base coming up as well, so Nightmare continuing to extend his economic lead. It's a bit of a tricky situation for DNS now. There's no super clear way of how he can get himself back into this game. Wonder if we're going to be seeing something like DT try and come down, or if it's just going to be relying on his disruptor control being better than his opponents.
Yeah, it could just be for those disruptors as he has commenced disruptor production. Once again, the Stalker armies are going to be clashing here, but I believe DNS, he does respect that. He will back off despite having a comparable Stalker army. He doesn't want to risk anything. He doesn't want to lose too much here, especially considering the Nightmare has a better economy, and he'll continue to do so as he gets that faster forward.
Yeah, that's right. Now Nightmare going to continue to roam around with these Stalkers. Does spot the Stalkers of DNS with that Observer, and the players just going to dance around each other for a moment here.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They're just kind of, flirting with the idea of committing into a big Stalker battle, but again, just flirting. They don't really want to commit too hard. We'll back off in the end, and it looks like Nightmare is going to be setting up for a Zealot counterattack as they'll drop into the main.
Yeah, neither player really wanting to commit too hard to anything here, which, makes a lot of sense when disruptors are on the field.
Exactly. So difficult to pull that off. Meanwhile, Nightmare, he doubles down. He throws in the second robot for double disruptor production. He is going to be committing to those purification overs. Meanwhile, moves are about to be made. The Prism is making its way into the main base of DNS. The main army is looking to rotate over, and the Prism hasn't spotted.
Yeah, Prism does get spotted. The Blink just threatening that one. And Nightmare, he's going to be committing into the base to the side here. He is going after the Disruptors as well. He does take one of those out, and he's not going to be taking too many losses behind that. We do have a few Zealots being dropped into the Naturals, so he's getting a good amount of damage here.
Yeah, he really is, and he's looking for more as he continues to apply pressure here on the army of DNS. DNS looking to maybe get a Nova off as well. He has to be careful not to overextend, as there are disruptors lying in wait on top of that ramp.
Yeah, Shield Battery Overcharge is going to be committed here. And yeah, all in all, Nightmare just applying a really good amount of pressure. I mean, something that I've pointed out as well when we have been casting him before, he's a really fast player.
Oh yeah, he is fast, he is quick, he doesn't have that extra layer of clothing, slowing him down.
Jump over the candlestick.
Nightmare be nimble, Nightmare be quick. He jumps over the candlestick. Let's go.
The secret win condition in PvP. Two Disruptors going to be taken out by the Nova of Nightmare, and he jumps on the next one as well. Wow, Nightmare just is so brave when it comes to taking these engagements, and it's going to pay off. GG is called. That was a crazy moment to end that game with.
Oh, GG, well played. Nightmare does take that first game. Oh boy, in a pretty intense fashion, to be fair. There was quite some close moments for both players. DNS had his own moments where he was doing a great amount of harassing damage as well. But the pressure was on DNS for the 2-0. Alas, Nightmare takes the game. ABYDOS will take the series, but we still have one game remaining.
Yeah, pretty interesting choice by Nightmare not to... by Nightmare not to tear that bathrobe apparently open in celebration.
I was waiting for it, but then I remembered that we still have one more game.
There's one more game, yeah. It does feel like we've seen 2 games from these players.
It does. It does. It's the PvPs, they're blending together. But it did feel like the first half and the second half were distinguishingly different. There were like certain shifts and divides within the game itself where things kind of slowed down and reset for a little bit. But now we're getting into game 2. Game 2 will be taking place on Royal Blood, where apparently... Wait, I just realized...
Yeah, DNS is B. I didn't see that.
DNS is rated higher than Nightmare? Question mark? What?
I don't think he was B before. I think they pumped his numbers up a bit.
Oh, they pumped him up.
Yes. They pumped him up.
Oh my god. I agree. I think they have. I think they've just been giving him some props. I think because of last week's performance. Again, DNS, hold on. Let me just double check here. But I believe DNS has been doing well for himself, and
it was the fluff. Spawning here in the top right-hand corner of the map for the Platinum Heroes. This is DNS.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner for Team ABYDOS, it is Nightmare.
God, that's such a good word. I wish I didn't know it. It's so hard not to use it.
What, fluffer?
Yeah.
You do
Brilliant.
say it quite often. I think at least
Yeah, I
once a
know.
week through the broadcast.
I try to avoid it, but I just can't. It's too
It's
good.
just you want it, Pop. You just need to get it out. You need it. You need it. Oh my god.
Oh. As yeah, actually looking through some of these results, I think we did see him 2-0 special. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
So DNS, he looked really good against Dark last week. That was
Mhm.
the PVZ that I was thinking of, and yeah, he 2 special as well. Meanwhile, before we get too ahead of ourselves, Nightmare, he's going for some shenanigans because that is a proxy 2-gate alongside a forge for some cannon.
Oh, okay. So Nightmare, now that he's secured the win for the ABYDOS, for
Yeah.
ABYDOS, he is not mucking around. He wants to get this game over and done with real quick. He goes for a 2-gate forge, and this is a pretty effective cheese in PvP. It's not one that we see at the tip-top levels in the most important games a lot of the time, but I do remember I remember Parting doing this actually.
Yeah, Hero did this as well recently against Classic a couple of weeks ago. To be fair, that was the same week where it was an ESL Asia Finals, and Hero had to quickly finish it to play in WTL. I want to say, so I think maybe that's why he did it against Classic. But yeah, here we go. The cannon is on the way, and DNS is floundering here to try and set up a defense as he does fully wall off.
Yeah, that he is, and he does have a Stalker and Adept on the way, so the Adept is going to help deal with the Zealots. The Stalker just a little bit more sturdy to help deal with the cannons, but oh, it feels like he's just not going to be able to stop the Zealots from getting in here and get in. They do. They are coming after the pylon, and that pylon is so crucial. The units will get out, but the probes are going to be forced to fight.
They're going to be forced to fight. We have more cannons on the way as well. That pylon, I believe, is going to be going down. That will depower everything here for DNS. And more zealots are arriving.
Yeah, more zealots are arriving. Oh, I thought that was a pylon, but it's the cannon of Nightmare.
Yeah. He threw down a couple of cannons, and it looks like one of them may be looking to finish. DNS does get a full surround on it. There is a shield battery, soon to be an overcharge as well, so the cannons are being cancelled.
Yeah, the pylon does get back up as well, and the Adept and the Stalker are actually doing a really good job taking out these zealots. Wow, yeah, DNS is making this look bad, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's holding. These cannons are not going to finish. Boys are being pulled. I think one of the cannons is covered by the low ground cannon, at least when it comes to the melee of those workers. But yeah, we are going to be seeing another cancel here, and we only have one zealot remaining coming in. Nightmare, he's actually taking a gas back at home.
Yeah, the cannon is getting up, but the battery still has plenty of juice on it.
Yeah, exactly. Like DNS is going to be able to hold on here. We do have a cannon, but we have a shield battery. We have an overcharge as well. Like DNS, like, he is not in trouble.
Yeah, not at all. This has been a very clean hold.
Oh, exactly. And Nightmare, can he really transition from here? I mean, not really. Like, he doesn't have a Cybercore. He doesn't really have another way out. There we go. Cybercore is now thrown down, but it is so late. Oh.
Yeah, he's really far behind.
Yeah.
And DNS is going to be able to clean up the rest of this. He just runs straight past that cannon.
Yep, he waddles on by, is heading across the map, and there is not a lot here to defend. There is one cannon that gets thrown down for Nightmare. Second cannon is on the way, but DNS has so much freedom. Nightmare was just trying to clown a little bit, and again, to be fair, like, his team is going to win, but this is not going to help his Illegulac.
Oh, yeah, true. I mean, okay, this is going to be really close. DNS might be able to take out this pylon, or he just runs straight past it. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Really nice blocking coming out from the probes.
Yeah, but the probes are going to be going down. It looks like maybe one Stalker will fall in the process. Another probe is locked in.
Yeah, the probe micro is pretty sick by Nightmare, honestly, but obviously not a situation you want to be in.
Yeah, exactly. You can have the fanciest micro that you could ever hope for, but it's just so difficult to come back from so far behind. He gets another surround on the Adept of all things, so again, really nice moves here, but look at the probe count. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm in a really rotten spot now. And there's a Prism coming.
Yeah, Prism is on the way, so alas, it looks like DNS is looking to fight back and put a point on the board and, you know, maybe prove that, hey, you know, the WTL admins, you know, they definitely did know what they were doing by giving DNS some extra points. GG gets called. Oh, he's just so happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the team's already lost, so you can't be too thrilled with it. But GG, Nightmare just going for something a little bit cheeky in a game that maybe doesn't matter as much to him, and ABYDOS still going to be getting it the 4-2 victory.
GG, well played. Congratulations to ABYDOS, but a shout out to Platinum Heroes because it wasn't just DNS, it wasn't just Goblin. It was also ShaDoWn. All three of them, they did put up quite a fierce battle against Team ABYDOS. Things were looking closer than we thought that they would overall, especially Goblin versus Creator. Like, that was almost a 1-1, you know? Like, there's a world out there where we could have seen an ace match.
Yeah, that's right. But again, congratulations to ABYDOS, and congratulations particularly to Mondo.
Ah, true. Let's go. Mondo getting his first win of WTL of the World Team League. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. I actually, as soon as he won, I was messaging him on Discord. And he was like, "Thank you, Papi. Thank you. My first win."
Nice.
He's so
yeah,
happy.
that's awesome.
So a massive shout out to Mondo as he has been looking to break into the pro scene for quite some time now, and he's making his way there. You know, he's getting some good wins under his belt, and hopefully we get to see more from him as well in the future. As with that, we've wrapped up our second series. We've done it.
Yeah, geez, we made it through.
We didn't
We
get
said
there.
too many things.
We said too many things. We could have said more. We did stop ourselves a little bit, but did we go too far? That is the question. As I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves and enjoyed their time. If you're maybe not used to it, our World Team League cast can sometimes get a little bit rowdy, but it's okay. It's fine. We're used to it now. We like it. We like it. Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure there's one or two people who like it.
Hi. If you want to tune into some more serious casts, then of course follow the CranKy Ducklings, as we do cast more than just the World Team League. We cast ESL Open Cup Asia, ESL Open Cup Americas, the Korean StarCraft League, and our own tournaments as well, alongside OSC events and many others. We are live almost every day of the week, sometimes multiple times a day. And speaking of, our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow with the Korean StarCraft League at 1 p.m. AEST or midday KST, and we'll have a second broadcast tomorrow in the. Or actually, we have three. Oh, we have three casts tomorrow.
GPO is all right.
We've got KSL into GPO into WTL. If you want some StarCraft, then we got you covered all day tomorrow. All day. Oh,
you can never leave light.
No. Never again.
We own you.
Oh god. But if people want to experience some Diablo action, Asher, where can they find you?
Wait, what?
We're not going to stream it, Papi? We're not going to stream some Diablo?
Oh, yeah, I guess next Wednesday. Yeah, that's true. Oh, it's so soon. Bloody hell. At twitch.tv/AsherBro.
There you go. If you want to tune in, not just for some Diablo 4 action, but also for some lovely Rufus. Rufus, he always makes an appearance if the cams are on. And he's amazing. He's beautiful. His mouse pad is his. He wants to let you know that. But yeah, you know, check out Asher. He's amazing. He's a Terran player, and sometimes a Protoss as well.
Actually, maybe I'll do a Protoss stream tomorrow. That could be fun.
Oh, let's go.
I do want to put a bit of work into getting my Protoss a little bit better.
Sounds good, Poppy. Sounds good. So check out Asher there. You can follow me at Light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter as well. I was live earlier today, just before the cast, just laddering a little bit and sprinkling in a little bit of smooch as well, as we do. But I won't be live over the weekend because I'm going to be live here on the CranKy Ducklings. We have a lot of casting to do, and I just don't have time to stream. But next week I'll be streaming as often as I can, and I'll be attempting to play Diablo 4 alongside Asher as well on stream. So if you're interested in some of that, then we got you covered.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Otherwise, I guess we're done here for today. I guess we're done. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Asher, do you have anything you'd like to say before we head off for the night?
I've said enough.
You've said too much, Faf. You said too much. Oh, God. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow for three broadcasts back to back to back, non-stop StarCraft. See you then.
Goodbye.
Bye.